It's not just looking for the minifigure, it knows who that minifigure is, and actually it knows where that minifigure is. What happens when they come to life? So you hear the door unlock.
Employees gave them the opportunity to take these stories home and continue them.
We have a rule inside our company, and it's a good rule. No new generation should have more than 1 or 2 chips change. We deployed aggressive, extreme co-design, basically innovating across all of the chips, across the entire stack, physical cores. So these cores were designed in using a technology called spatial multi-threading.
The world's most valuable company just made a move that nobody saw coming. And no, it's not about another graphics card or data center. This time, they're coming for your car, and the implications are far bigger than anyone realizes. Right now in Las Vegas, something extraordinary is unfolding at the Consumer Electronics Show. While everyone expected the usual parade of smartphones and gadgets, 2 announcements just sent shockwaves through the tech world. One involves a childhood toy that's about to become intelligent. The other, a technology that could fundamentally change how we move through the world within the next 2 years.
Let's start with the unexpected player that's stealing headlines. Lego, yes, the Danish company that's been making those painful-to-step-on bricks since 1932, just unveiled what they're calling their most important development in decades. They've created a smart brick. Not just any brick, but one equipped with speakers, LED lights, and a tiny chip that allows it to detect and interact with other smart bricks. This isn't just about making toys light up anymore. This is about creating an entire ecosystem where your childhood creations can think, respond, and interact with each other in ways that would have seemed like science fiction just a few years ago. But here's where things get really interesting. While Lego is revolutionizing playtime, Nvidia, currently sitting pretty as the world's highest valued company, just dropped a bombshell that's making automakers scramble and investors salivate. CEO Jensen Huang took the stage with a promise that sounds almost too ambitious to believe. Fully thinking and reasoning AI vehicles hitting the roads by 2026. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, we've heard this before, there's something different about this announcement. Nvidia isn't just talking about incremental improvements or fancy driver assistance features. They're talking about vehicles that can actually think through complex scenarios, reason through problems, and make decisions in ways that mirror human cognition. And they're not doing it alone. Mercedes-Benz, the German automaking giant, has been secretly working with Nvidia for 5 years to make this possible. The result? A new AI platform called Alpamayo that's scheduled to appear in Mercedes vehicles in the United States within months, not years, months. Europe and Asia will follow shortly after, marking what could be the beginning of the most significant transformation in transportation since the invention of the automobile itself. But here's what makes this announcement particularly fascinating, and why investors are paying such close attention. Nvidia is making a strategic pivot that could redefine its entire business model. They're moving from being the company that provides the picks and shovels for the AI gold rush to actually mining the gold themselves. This shift to what they call physical AI means they're not just making chips anymore. They're building complete AI systems, robots, and now, the brains for autonomous vehicles. To understand the magnitude of this shift, consider this. Nvidia made $500 million from automotive sales in just the 4th quarter of last year. That might sound impressive until you realize they made $35 billion in total revenue during the same period. Automotive represents a tiny fraction of their business right now. But that's exactly what makes this move so intriguing. They're not chasing this market because they need to. They're doing it because they see something others don't. The autonomous vehicle landscape is currently divided into 2 distinct battlegrounds. On one side, you have the robo-taxi revolution. Companies like Waymo, which is Google's autonomous vehicle division, along with Uber and Tesla, are racing to deploy fleets of driverless taxis in major cities. In places like San Francisco and several Chinese cities, these vehicles are already operating, picking up passengers and navigating city streets without any human behind the wheel. This is what's known as Level 4 autonomy, as close to full self-driving as we've achieved so far. On the other side, you have the consumer market, where companies like Mercedes are pushing the boundaries of what's possible in privately owned vehicles. Mercedes currently leads with Level 3 autonomy in their top-tier models. This means that under certain conditions, think highway driving in good weather, the car can completely take over. You don't need to keep your hands on the wheel or your eyes constantly on the road. The car will alert you when it needs you to take control, but otherwise, you're free to relax. What Nvidia is proposing with their new platform goes beyond current capabilities. Their system uses what's called chain-of-thought reasoning, essentially giving the car the ability to break down complex problems into steps and think through solutions, much like a human driver would. It's not just reacting to pre-programmed scenarios, it's actually reasoning through new situations it hasn't encountered before. The timing of this announcement is particularly strategic. At CES, Nvidia showcased 2 robots powered by their chips and software, demonstrating their broader push into physical AI. These weren't just static displays, they were functioning demonstrations of how Nvidia's technology can power intelligent machines in the real world. The message was clear. Nvidia isn't just an AI chip company anymore, they're becoming an AI everything company. Industry analysts are taking notice, with some making bold predictions about the timeline for widespread adoption. One analyst at the show suggested that humanoid robots could be in homes across America within the next 12 to 18 months. While that might seem optimistic, the rapid acceleration of AI development over the past 2 years has made previously impossible timelines suddenly plausible. The partnership with Mercedes is particularly telling. Mercedes hasn't just signed on as a customer, they've been collaborating with Nvidia for half a decade to develop this technology. This isn't a rushed product trying to capitalize on AI hype, it's the result of years of careful development and testing. And Mercedes isn't alone. Nvidia has quietly built partnerships with Toyota, Hyundai, and Foxconn, positioning itself at the center of the automotive AI revolution. But let's address the elephant in the room, the challenges that still lie ahead. The journey to full autonomy has been littered with broken promises and missed deadlines. For over a decade, we've been told that self-driving cars are just around the corner. Tesla has repeatedly pushed back timelines for their full self-driving capability. Other companies have scaled back their ambitions or pivoted their strategies entirely. The technical challenges are immense. As Elon Musk himself has admitted, getting to 99% autonomy is relatively straightforward. It's that last 1%. The edge cases, the unexpected scenarios, the split-second decisions that could mean life or death, that has proven nearly impossible to solve. How does an autonomous vehicle decide between protecting its passengers or avoiding pedestrians in an unavoidable accident scenario? How does it navigate construction zones that change daily? How does it handle aggressive human drivers who don't follow the rules? These aren't just technical problems, they're ethical and legal quandaries that society hasn't fully grappled with. Different jurisdictions have different rules about autonomous vehicles. Some cities have welcomed them with open arms, while others have banned them entirely. The patchwork of regulations creates a complex landscape for companies to navigate. There's also the question of public acceptance. Surveys consistently show that many people remain skeptical of autonomous vehicles. The idea of sitting in a car without a human driver makes people uncomfortable, and high-profile accidents involving autonomous vehicles, even when statistically rare, generate headlines that reinforce these fears. Building public trust will be just as important as solving the technical challenges. The infrastructure challenges are equally daunting. While autonomous vehicles can theoretically operate on existing roads, optimal performance might require smart infrastructure, roads that can communicate with vehicles, updated mapping systems, and new traffic management approaches. Who pays for these upgrades? How do we ensure compatibility across different systems? These questions remain largely unanswered. Despite these challenges, the momentum behind autonomous vehicles seems unstoppable. The potential benefits are too significant to ignore. Autonomous vehicles could dramatically reduce traffic accidents, which kill over 1 million people globally each year. They could provide mobility for elderly and disabled individuals who can't drive. They could reduce traffic congestion by operating more efficiently than human drivers. They could even reshape our cities, reducing the need for parking and changing how we think about urban design. The business opportunity is equally compelling. Some analysts project the autonomous vehicle market could be worth trillions of dollars by 2040. It's not just about selling cars, it's about creating entirely new business models. Robo-taxi services could make car ownership obsolete for many urban dwellers. Autonomous delivery vehicles could revolutionize logistics. The companies that crack the code on autonomy won't just be selling a product, they'll be selling a transformation of society itself. Nvidia's entry into this market with such a bold vision and powerful technology could be the catalyst that finally pushes autonomous vehicles from perpetual prototype to everyday reality. Their track record of transforming industries, from gaming to cryptocurrency mining to AI, suggests they have the technical prowess and business acumen to succeed where others have struggled. The fact that they're partnering with established automakers like Mercedes rather than trying to build vehicles themselves shows a pragmatic approach. They're leveraging their core strength, AI computing, while letting partners handle the complexities of vehicle manufacturing and regulatory compliance. It's a strategy that could accelerate adoption while minimizing risk. As we stand at this inflection point, it's worth remembering that technological revolutions rarely happen as quickly as optimists predict or as slowly as skeptics expect. The path to autonomous vehicles will likely be gradual, with increasing levels of automation becoming available in specific contexts before expanding to broader use cases. We might see highway autonomy become common before city driving. Commercial applications might lead consumer adoption. Different regions might move at different speeds. What's clear is that the pieces are falling into place faster than ever before. The computing power exists, the sensors are becoming more sophisticated and affordable, the AI models are achieving new levels of capability. Major companies are making serious investments. Regulators are beginning to create frameworks for deployment. Public opinion, while still mixed, is slowly shifting as people see successful deployments in their communities. The announcements at CES represent more than just new products. They're milestones on the journey toward a fundamental transformation of how we move through the world. Whether it's Lego's smart bricks teaching the next generation to think about intelligent, interactive systems, or Nvidia's AI platform preparing to power the next generation of vehicles, we're witnessing the early stages of a revolution that will reshape our daily lives in ways we're only beginning to understand.
The road ahead remains challenging, filled with technical hurdles, regulatory mazes, and social acceptance barriers. But for the first time in years, the autonomous vehicle industry has momentum, credibility, and the backing of some of the world's most valuable and innovative companies. The question is no longer if autonomous vehicles will become reality, but when and how that transformation will unfold. That's it for today, folks. See you in the next video.